In a few minutes or less, I am going to tell you if the Hennessy hammock is worth the buy or if you should save your money and look for something else. Hello everyone. So this is going to be a should I buy video on the Hennessy Hammock Deep Jungle Asymmetric Zip. Here's the bag for it, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is not a review of the product per se. This is not a video on how long is the product, how heavy is the product, what are the dimensions, all that stuff. You can find that anywhere. What this video simply is would I buy this item again, knowing now what I know after using it? So first off, let me say, this is the Hennessy Asymmetric Deep Jungle Hammock. It is a double line hammock, which is amazing for keeping mosquitoes from biting you from below. So essentially what that means is you're in your hammock, there's essentially another hammock laid right on top of that and they're sewn together. There's a space in between there that allows for a pad or insulation if you need it. It has a built-in ridge line that is underneath the bug net, which is a really, really cool feature because, especially on some of the longer expeditions, when I hang inside the hammock, I'm generally clipping on my GPS or my light. They're all my different things. And so it's really nice to have that internal ridge line as a way to hang things. Also, Hennessy includes a little mesh pocket that is already hung on that ridge line that you can put other additional things in. So I put my charger in there or a bottle of water or whatever I need. And what's really nice about that is once you're in the hammock for the night, you're in there. You can keep things in there with you. They're up above. That way they're not sliding underneath you and causing problems in the middle of the night. So now Hennessy is not giving me any kind of compensation for this video. This purely is my experience using the Hennessy hammock. When I first started hammock camping, I was using a Snugpak jungle hammock, and I thought it was a great hammock. It was single lined on the bottom, so mosquitoes were able to bite me right through the bottom of the hammock. Terrible. So there was a point in which I was using that Snugpak jungle hammock and it tore on me in the middle of the night. What had happened is there was a seam that was sewn and there was a whole bunch of wound up line and a bunch of extra stitches that I'm pretty confident were a mistake. So it's a manufacturing defect. And getting in, there was already enough strength lost in the nylon there that the hammock tore, and I had to deal with it in the middle of the night. Just shoddy workmanship. I have found nothing like that in the Hennessy hammock. It is absolutely put together perfectly. There is no loose strands on mine. It is just an absolutely well done hammock. One of the nice things about it is I don't feel like I'm going to break loose at any moment and hit the ground. I feel totally safe, totally secure inside this hammock. It just feels like it's got plenty of strength to hold you all throughout the night as you roll around and you do your thing. So as far as the workmanship, looks great. As far as the strength of the hammock, it feels solid. Inside the hammock, it's an asymmetric lay. So instead of laying in line with your hammock, you actually lay a little bit off center. And what that does is give you more of a flat lay and it gives you more room. And that's how this hammock is designed. We'll go over some of the stakeout points of this hammock to show you why that works so well. But just understand that when you're laying in this hammock, you're actually laying asymmetrically, and it gives you a lot more room, and it's so much more comfortable than laying in a traditional kind of banana-shaped hammock, if you will. I'm not a big fan of how Hennessy does their tie-outs on the ends of the hammock. To me, it just doesn't work. They have a lash-it system where you're supposed to use a tree strap, and then you lash around this rope that's actually tied to the ends of the hammock. I'm not a fan of that. I don't use that. I have simply looped, tied a couple loops into the ends of the hammock line, and then I just attach carabiners and attach them to my tree straps. The tree straps I use are from War Bonnet because they have almost an infinite adjustment strap option, which I really like a lot better. It's actually the best one I've used, and so I'll continue to use those. That is my only complaint of this hammock. That is such a small thing to be complaining about that it's almost non-issue. It is a non-issue because I just buy the other straps. All right, so again, this is not a video about the dimensions or the specs of this thing, how heavy it is. It is a little bit heavier since it's a double-lined hammock, but that double lining is worth the extra weight, especially if you're doing like a hammock camp or something like that. My total time using this hammock at this point is now probably a little over 2 weeks of nights spent in this hammock, and yeah, never had any issue with it. It is so comfortable. I just absolutely love it. So you can see what's a little bit different about this hammock than many others you may have seen is the opposing edges here have tie outs on them. And those tie out, they're on a bungee, which is really nice. It's a shock cord, so that has a little bit more give to it. But as I open this, zippers are great, I'll tell you that. As I open this, you can kind of see there's already a natural tendency to be wide off center. Okay, so what you can see here is even though the hammock is stretched this way, if you pull tight and you lay, you can see how much room there is at this angle. And that's what gives you that crossway lay, gives you an absolute ton of room. It's great. So here's the internal, excuse me, the internal ridge line actually runs and ends here at the end, but that is tied to your tree. So it's an internal ridge line. You can use that to hang your tarp on or your rain fly. However, I use a dedicated line for that because I don't like my my fly being connected to my hammock, because when I lay, it sags. It can sag down your rain fly. So I like the rain fly to be completely separate. But yeah, so internal ridge line, it's great. They have these mesh pockets on them. These are where you can put your stuff. They're great. So if you have your line nice and taut and tight, then it won't really sink down on you. I don't go by their recommended hang angles. I make it as tight as I can, and that's just the way I like it. So you do whatever works best for your situation. But when I have it nice and tight, these don't drop on me. They stay up nice and high. This is an add-on, so you can actually buy more of these pockets, and it actually just Velcros right around the line and gives you a whole nother pocket. And I mean, you could see, you could put quite a few of them up there and have plenty of room. On the non-opening side, the non-zip side, there's this little line here. That actually is just there to kind of keep the mesh off of you. And yeah, it does its job. It works nice. So just feeling the material, it feels nice and strong. You can see the double lining here. And this area is left open on purpose so that you can put a pad or whatever you would like under there. So it's a great little feature. I have an insulated Thermarest Venture air pad, and that's generally what I use when I sleep in these things. I fill it up just a little bit, just enough to get a little fluff in it, and so I put it in there, fill it up just a little bit, and that actually really helps insulate me from the outside coolness that, you know, normally you'd feel underneath the hammock. So, but yeah, so we got the tie out on this side, and we got the tie out on this side. So, and yeah, you can make adjustments as needed, but I love this hammock. This thing is so comfortable and so much fun to use that it's just, I have such a hard time wanting to try anything else because I enjoy it so very much. So yes, they are a little expensive, right? You'd be pushing up, you know, $250, $300 if you can find them on sale, whatever they are. So they're not a cheap hammock by any means. If you're to the point of looking at a Hennessy hammock, you understand and appreciate what the higher quality hammocks are actually going to do for you for your night's sleep. The last thing you want is to be on the Mississippi River, hundreds or thousands of miles from anyone you know, and at midnight, your hammock tears in half. I have zero concerns that this hammock is going to tear on me. I've had zero problems with it, and like I said, it is just an absolute joy to use and sleep in. So I like to do should I buy videos after I've used the product for a certain amount of time. Having used this product for a little over 2 weeks now, I'm comfortable saying that this is definitely a yes, you should buy. If you're considering a Hennessy hammock, especially this one, because this is the one I have experience with, this is the Deep Jungle Asymmetric Zip. I fully support this product. This product is great. I had a little bit of a back and forth with one of the employees. He might have been an owner of the company, I'm not sure, but I did tell him how much I appreciate their product. And what I specifically told him was, thank you for making a product that just simply works. It's easy to use and it just works. It's not like a finicky product. I really appreciate the fact that I can just buy one of their hammocks and I know they're going to work just fine. I don't like having to do extra little things or repairs or modifications to something. I just want something that is ready to go and it just works. That is the Hennessy Deep Jungle Asymmetric Zip Hammock. It just works. So if you guys have any questions about the product, if you have any recommendations, comments, experiences that are different than mine. Let me know. Hopefully this video, if you're on the fence about whether or not it's worth the price, I love it. I absolutely love it. It is a hammock that I'm going to use for years, no doubt. It's a great product. I have no complaints. I don't even know what I'd come up with if I had a complaint and had to come up with something. The only thing I don't like is the way that they do their tie-off ends. I'm not a fan of that, but it works for what they do. It's just not, it doesn't work for me. I like a simpler setup. So, but yeah, questions, comments, concerns, problems, whatever, put them down below. I'll have links down below for this hammock specifically. And yeah, if you appreciate these videos, please give me a like so I know. And yeah, I think that's all I got. It's that easy. It's that simple of a product. So should I buy the Hennessy Deep Jungle Asymmetric Zip Hammock? Absolutely. Enjoy it. Take care. Sleep comfortable. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.